the official end of pavement for the Georgia Traverse. This is the first part. So we haven't aired down yet. We're probably going to go down here to the falls. We're going to air down. The truck rides a lot better once they air down.
You know, so I'm going to leave you and on the screen here little screenshots of the Gaia map of this course.
All starts here.
We would have never been able to stay on this trail without that Gaia running, and they recently upgraded the last update to the Gaia app on your mobile device. Now lets you seamlessly integrate it into your Android Auto and or the iPhone version for that, so you can have it right on your screen. We had it right on the screen in the truck there for this whole trip. We could not have picked a better time to go. We the last couple years we've gone started out on Halloween, so we started on the end of October and went that first week of November, and as you can see, the fall foliage is at peak time here. Of course, we had our companion along the whole time, Miss Cabela, our little Margie, and she loves looking out the window when we're back on these backcountry trails like this one. And a lot of this, the Georgia Traverse is roads very similar to what we're on here. They're improved gravel roads. They're, depending on how far you're back, how much maintenance they actually get. But this is the very first part, and it had seemed like it got a lot of traffic, so it was probably maintained quite a bit. This little section right here is pretty typical of what you're going to see. You'll come down a little cut and there'll be almost like a real big climb. You'll top a little ridge, and then it'll be downhill on the other side, back to another switchback. I was using the manual shifting, or
this pool makes a good armrest, huh?
semi-manual shifting feature on the Tundra to downshift on these downhill sections to use some engine braking instead of just using the brakes all the time. This is the Hale Creek section. I just outlined that, show you a little clip of that screenshot from Gaia. This section was particularly steep. This was like a first hill, or first gear, and full drive climb for quite a ways up this mountain. Camera really doesn't show how steep it is. again, I had to manually shift down the truck at first because for some reason it doesn't like to go down there by itself unless you make it go. But it surely does a better job and more control going first gear.
This doesn't look like it's going uphill, but believe me, it is. I can feel it pulling against me. I'm in first gear. It's like working.
3, 4.
Of course, we do have this Tundra loaded down with about 1,000 pounds of gear, deck system, recovery gear, has a winch, 12,000 pound winch, a bumper, a cap, and obviously all of our camping gear.
Pretty much straight freaking down the side of the truck.
I actually wish I would have had a secondary GoPro to have you a side window shot here because this is a little shelf on the side of the mountain and it was a long ways down. And obviously there's no guardrails. So we popped out on this, regular road here. This is North Carolina, I believe. This is 246.
This is this truck
It
I think.
briefly popped out into North Carolina across the border, back into Georgia, back up into North Carolina, and then back into Georgia again. And it was very windy and steep. And again, I had to use some engine braking to help save brakes going down some of these grades.
Speed check, ignition devices.
You can hear the tires singing on the road because they're still aired down to 20 psi where we run them off-road. And we knew we were only going to be on it for a minute, so we didn't air up. This little section right here was a little bit more technical.
Tundra A-track, no problem with stuff like this. You need to slip a tire.
That was pretty typical of our entire trip. We never had any issues as long as we were in full drive. And pretty much any capable full drive vehicle, even stock, can make this entire trip. If you're watching our videos for the first time and you're wondering about our rig, it is a 2021 Toyota Tundra TRD off-road quad cab. So it has the full-size bed, a little smaller back doors, has a 3-inch front lift and a 2-inch rear lift just because of the weight we carry around. In the deck system, and it has 295/70R 18s, which I stayed with the original size rims.
Sun's finally peeking out.
Ditto ridge grapplers
Through the high clouds.
on some HD aluminum alloy rims, and I never had any tire rubbing issues with it. We also have a Smitty built 12,000 pound winch and a worn semi-hidden winch bumper in the front. So that adds a little weight to the front. About 100 pounds. Doesn't really seem to affect anything else, but we have that for backup. Right here I'm just contemplating gathering firewood because it's getting toward the end of the day when they're going to be camping soon. And coming up right here, this is our first camp at 3,300 feet above sea level. So guys, we're right here on the ridge of the mountain. I got my headlight on, the Olight headlight, and it's, as you can see, really bright. Lights up the whole area. It's adjustable. Mrs. Backwoods is tucked up in the topper. What I want to share with you is we're up in the clouds. You can see the fog rolling in. So everything's going to be soaking wet in the morning. So I'm going to try to fold up these guys and anything that I don't want to get really wet. We're going to get some sleep and be back on the trail in the morning.